All right, good morning, Wasteland. It's me, your host, Mr. G, bringing you guys the latest updates on Crossout from the devs, because let's be honest, you hate reading, and it's just easier to listen to a YouTube in the background while you're doing the grinding, so that's what Mr. G's here to do. We've got some buffs coming down the pipe to some of your favorite stuff. Also, we've got a change to the whole Clan Wars Lite situation. If you're like, what's Clan Wars Lite? Watch my video from a couple weeks ago, but we'll follow up on that. And yeah, you know what? Skip that video. Just watch to the end of this one, and we'll talk about some changes to Clan Wars. So, what do we got coming down the pipe? Well, bumpers. You don't get as much resistance to melee damage for all your bumpers, so except for the impact bumper. So they're nerfing bumpers. Okay, you get less melee resistance. So I think they're trying to buff melee here. All cannons from Little Boy to Mastodon get some extra ammo. So boom, you're not going to have to run maybe quite as many ammo boxes. So little buffed cannons there. The Prosecutor is getting a penetration increase from 10 to 25%. That's a solid buff to cannons. We've been saying, charge them. Stop nerfing our cannons. They were almost in a good place after you did the armor change, and then they nerfed them again, but hopefully they're dialing them back here and getting it right. Executioner gets a whopping pen boost from 10 to 30% and a durability buff. So that's nice. So if you cannon boys are going to be happy. Elephant just gets a 15% damage boost and a penetration boost and buffed accuracy. So if you have an elephant right now, lucky you. Maybe sell it, get some coins, or maybe don't. Maybe keep it. The Tsunami and the Foon get a blast damage increase of 9% and a 10% penetration increase. So that's pretty solid. The Mammoth, big old damage buff, 23%. Direct hit now increases the damage by 10% for 10 seconds. So, you know, that's a little bit of a nerf, but still. Cricket's rate of fire increase of 28% and an accuracy buff. Massive, massive buff. Barrier 9, it now is activated, you know, for 2 seconds. Or actually, shield activation time. That's a nerf, sorry. Cooldown increase from 20 to 25. Why this needed a nerf already? Basically, nobody uses it. They say they're overly effective in blocking damage. I would argue that, you know, they were just becoming kind of effective in the first place, but no one listens to me. Synthesis penetration buff, pretty massive, 10 to 30%, and a damage increase of 10%. So buffs everywhere. Prometheus, big penetration buff. Helios, penetration buff. Damage buff. Looks like what they're trying to do is they're just trying to really nerf spaced armor and really focus on things that are going to penetrate and get to the juicy bits of your build. I think this is a good thing. I think this is good for the game. However, I want to hear your comments and how you guys feel about it. Put it down there in the comments. The only thing I'm seeing getting a nerf right now is the AC-80. I don't know who thought autocannons needed a nerf, but it's a small one. Cyclone gets a baby buff, 5% to damage, and a solid durability buff, which is good because it's got a huge damage model. Draco, little baby nerf. Firebug, tiny little nerf. Capcan, a bit of a nerf in that it takes a little bit longer to activate it. The Aspect gets a whopping 23% damage buff. And when it's fully heated up, you get a damage increase of 30% instead of 60%. So they're making it easier to use. You don't have to constantly use the perk. Pulsar, they changed the perk. Will now deal 30% more damage to modules. Okay, interesting. Parser, durability nerfed a little, not much. Scorpion is getting a damage reduction because parts are now penetrated 6% faster, and I think you've seen pretty much everybody in the top using Scorpions left and right. So not a huge nerf, just a little. They're bringing it down a bit. Reload time increased from 5 seconds to 5.5. Increased dependence of accuracy on movement speed. What does that mean? The weapon's damage was too high. So there was offset by screen armor, which you guys all know what that is. You know, all the spaced armor. Now it's become easier, blah, blah, blah. The changes will slightly increase the cost of a miss and make the weapon more dependent on skill. But here's the big one. Harvester gets a damage buff of 50%. If you have a Harvester right now, lucky you. They changed the perk. Now damage is increased by 20% every second of contact, and it stacks up to 5 times. They were saying the weapon depends too much on the spark, but it's still been just garbage. So they're like, all right, we are going to try and fix it. So, hey, at least they threw out more buffs and very few nerfs this time. Okay, next up, clan stuff. So changes to clans, part 2. They're adding a new kind of small clan, which they're calling a band. It's just 4 guys, and you can work towards goals together. It's way cheaper to create. What these are going to allow you to do is they're going to launch a season system similar to the one used in clan battles, where you can get a fame rating. This doesn't go down. It's only cumulative. It's only going to go up. And you can get it through just doing regular PvP missions, but you'll get 10 times more fame ratings if you do clan skirmish and clan battles. Each player can add to this fame rating. It will not drop. It just grows over time. It's just encouraging you to play right now. You can do this alone or in a group. So even if you don't have time to team up with your clanmates, you can still contribute to your band or to your clan. One other improvement that they're doing is they're going to make it so you can hide your clan tag if you want to as well. They're making things a little bit more flexible, it looks like. I think we're just going to have to wait and see how this whole band thing plays out, which is essentially Clan Wars Light. Let me know what you guys think the state of the game is right now. Definitely felt to me that they're listening a little better because cannons did need a buff across the board. Spaced armor did need the nerf. And the Harvester probably did need some love. All right, y'all. Be good out there. Stay safe out there. I will catch you guys on the next one. Mr. G out.